The front of the Broadway Mondrian tuck box is done with tons of blues, yellows, reds, and grays. And you do have a little bit of silver foil down here at the bottom. Outside of that, the rest of the tuck box is going to be pretty much the same as everything else, except for on the bottom you do get a little bit of ad copy. The inside in the silver foil says Broadway Boogie Woogie in 1943. Speaking of silver foil, take a look at the inside of this tuck box. It is completely done the same as the outside, just all in silver foil. So clearly this tuck box is amazing, but let's take a look at the cards inside. The back design is going to be very similar to the tuck box, except for nowhere on the tuck box has this exact design. Fanning, spreads, and all sorts of cardistry moves are going to look great, and technically you can use it for Magic. But this extremely thin white border is going to make all sorts of spreads and fans look absolutely fantastic. I mean, first, a full deck fan, absolutely beautiful. And because all the little dots are so small, under pressure looks beautiful as well. Now getting into the numbers, they are all going to be completely USPC standard. You get semi-duplicate jokers, 3 standard aces. Your court cards are semi-standard with the fact that all the blacks have mostly been taken out and replaced by blue lines. Anytime where there are straight or black lines, they're going to be taken out. But if there are black chunks, they're going to stay. But that goes through every single one of these all the way through. And I definitely wish that they would have added in the gray instead of all this blue chunks, simply because of the fact that it would have went better with the deck. You do get 2 ad cards, first of which is a double backer and a blank card. And last but not least, of course, your Broadway Mondrian Ace of Spades. If you want to know if it can Pharaoh Shuffle from top to bottom, that would be every other. And from bottom to top, it will do the same. Now, before you decide if you're going to pick this deck up for you or someone else, here are a few things you need to consider. Now, if you're buying this deck for Magician, I have no problem with it, but there really isn't anything above and beyond for Magicians. It's just not suited for it. Pun intended. If you're picking this deck up for a cardist, this is 100% where I would go with it. The back design looks amazing for all sorts of moves when it comes to fans or spreads or just about anything else. And oddly enough, even packet cuts when I didn't expect it. If it's for collectors, I definitely think you could pick the deck up. It's not going to be one that's a really low print run or high value, but it's definitely going to be one that looks great on a shelf like that. If you're just trying to play card games, I see no problem with it, excluding the fact that it is a little bit more pricey than just a bicycle deck, but technically you can because the faces are all simple enough. And is this a hype deck? Heck no. So if you want to pick this deck up right here, I'll see if I can find a place and link it in the description, but if you want to find any deck of playing cards pretty much for 10% off, I'll leave rare playing cards right down there, and you can use code cardperfectmagician to get that. Speaking of cardistry, you can check out my entire cardistry playlist and deck review playlist. Deck reviews are going to be right there, and cardistry playlist will be right there, so you can learn all the cardistry moves you need to know. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you like this type of content. This is Card Perfect, signing off.